Hello, hello friends. Welcome back. We made a gun. My dog is here in the back, of course, so if you hear any puppy sounds, puppy sounds, like that, that is why. Today we are going to be talking about 10 things that I have found work for me personally to help deal with stress and anxiety. So, if you are a human being like me and you experience these things either once in a while or all of the time, then hopefully you will find some of these things to be helpful. I'm giving soft speaking a shot for the first time today per a request. I have a list on my phone of my top 10 things that I do. So the first thing is going to be a huge shocker to you. Drink some dang water. Now again, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a physician. I'm not a personal trainer, a dietitian. But I have found that drinking water helps me to feel better. And I know you're going to say, well, everybody says that. Well, everybody says it because it's true. I'll be honest with you, there are times when drinking the amount of water that I want to get through in a day feels like the only task that I'm good at. Sometimes I flop at that too. But that's okay. The second thing on my list is have at least one ritual. One ritual. Now, I know ritual might seem like kind of a grand word for what I'm trying to say, but this is something that I adopted within the last 6 months. And for me, that ritual is making my bed. Oh, it smells so clean. So for me, that ritual is making my bed. Every day. Are there days when I make my bed 10 minutes before I get in it at night? Yeah, absolutely. That was literally last night. The reason I use the word ritual is that I want to emphasize that I do it. I do this activity habitually. I do it every day. I like to have an activity that is easy for me to complete. Now, what might be easy for me might not be easy for you, but that's okay. We're all different, and that's what makes the whole thing beautiful, is that if we were all the same, boring as heck. So, I know that making the bed is something that I'm going to need to do just about every day, so I can depend on the activity to be there, if that makes sense. And it takes me just a few minutes, so I know I'll always have time to do it. And even if the dog gets in the bed and messes it up during the day, that's okay. It's just a matter of having something that I can look back on for the day and say, I did it. I did it today. I've been doing it often. I try and do it every day. My goal was to complete at least one ritual today, and I did. This ritual could be something else, could be a little bit more in depth, I attempt to do yoga and meditate, even if it's only for 5 minutes a day, every day. And again, human being. So sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes your girl's just in a self-sabotage mood and doesn't do it on purpose because she's hating her life. But in all seriousness, I try really hard to do yoga and meditation every day, and I'm still a noob 100%, but that's okay because at least I'm trying. Okay. Oh, yes. Number three. Move your body. Move your body. Now, for me, moving my body, don't worry, I only wear these inside. For me, moving my body looks like walking. Just walk. Just walk. Fortunately, I have my dog, and I walk her every single day. We live in the Sunshine State, so we're very fortunate to have walkable weather, like 350 days a year, if not more. But in addition to walking the dog, sometimes if she doesn't want to do a big walk, I'll bring her home and I'll go out for a longer walk by myself. My husband and I purchased a treadmill during 2020 because we knew we were walking around a lot, like we normally do. So I'm grateful to have that. If you belong to a gym and you can walk on the treadmill there, you can go to the mall, walk around. Heck, I don't care. There have been days, especially when I was a kid, that I would literally ride my bike around my house for hours. So do whatever it is you gotta do. I know that walking is not something that is accessible to everyone, and that's fine. Just do some motion that helps change your breathing pattern, even if only for a minute or two, because it's gonna help you reset. You know what I mean? When your body notices, okay, I have to pick my heart rate up a little bit, or this is different than sitting at a desk and doing my homework, or being in my job, or sitting in my car and commuting. Just do something, dance around, get that motion going, because you're gonna feel better. Even if it's only for 2 minutes, would you rather feel yucky for 2 more minutes or feel better for 2 minutes? That helps me a lot. This is my 3 things journal. Every day, I write down 3 things that I did that I'm proud of. I've done regular journaling in the past for a year. I love New Year's resolutions, and writing is kind of like my thing. So I've done journaling in the past. In I want to say it was 2020 to 2021, I took a picture every single day, and I wrote a caption for why I was grateful that day, something I was grateful for, and that was awesome. But I read somewhere on the internet that if you write down 3 things that you are proud of, 3 accomplishments from that day, it helps you to find pride and joy and realize that happiness blooms from within, and it's not about so much the things that happen to you as the things that you're doing in life. And I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot. And it's the most empowering thing. It's awesome. Here's something. I did yoga even though it felt like I was just going through the motions. I still did it. Now that might not seem earth-shattering to you, but something that I did that day. On January 31st, one of the 3 things I did that day, I went to work. Any of you have one of those days where that's a monumental accomplishment? There was one day, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I just had a rough day. And one of my three things was that I took the time to write in this journal because that was the only blanking thing that was going right that day. So, whatever it is, sometimes it's doing extra cleaning around the house, or today I really did a nice job of policing the toxic thoughts in my head. Sometimes it's picking up the phone and calling a friend to check on them. Whatever. It literally can be whatever. Write it down. Write it down. Three things. Three things. One, two, three, one, two, three. Three things. Alright. Next thing on the list is listen to music. Now, I made recently a playlist here on my phone, and this is a playlist that I listen to almost religiously. Kind of pick and choose the songs sometimes, but these are songs that pretty much no matter what I'm going through are going to help me feel better. And I'm sure, and I know that just like drinking water like this may just sound like fluff or filler, but I'm telling you, there is such power in music, and I fully believe that. That's why no matter what, I will always make sure that I have access to it, whether it's through iTunes or CDs. I have a whole bunch of CDs in my closet, through YouTube, whatever. I am always going to make sure that I have access to music because I believe in the power of it changing your mood for the better. Okay, so next thing on my list of things that help me feel better are, this is going to come as no surprise to you, little reminders throughout the day that I can take with me pretty much wherever I am. I make little bracelets, and this color blue, you'll probably see me wear this often, but this particular bracelet is one that I wear, and I'll explain why when I show you one of the other things that helps me. I like to create things, one, because I know that I put it into the universe, and it's a creative expression, and like for example, today, this necklace. I don't know if you can see. Okay, well, that was up top. Cannot see. But I have this necklace. I have this necklace on. And if you twist it towards the back, I have a little message for myself. It's the letters I-A-E, which stand for I am enough. I used to be able to wear necklaces kind of like this to work. And, you know, people would be like, oh, that's really nice, that's cute. Like, and I'd be like, oh, thanks, I made it. But, like, that would get me through my day knowing that I had this reminder that I had made for myself. Again, the concept of something like coming from within, not external. So, another thing that I do, and this is going to seem, whatever, it is what it is, right? I use glitter. Mostly because I'm too chicken to ever get a tattoo. But if I have days when I feel like I am being extra critical of myself, or just that inner saboteur, that inner bully is just will not lock it up. She just will not quit. She is a relentless little, I will take like a little bit of glitter. little bit of glitter, and I'll put it right on my arm. So I use that glitter as a reminder, like, okay, all right, that's a reminder to take a deep breath and be nice to myself and don't participate in any like cheek chewing or just every time I look at it, that's okay, take a deep breath. Okay, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. And again, that's something that's really simple. Because I doubt that anybody's gonna wonder like why you have a little bit of glitter. Little bit of glitter. A little bit of glitter on your arm. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's gonna give you the business about that. But you know what it is. The next thing I do is I have this photo near my side of the sink in the bathroom at all times. And that's me. I make sure that I look at it several times a day. For me, I find it a lot easier to be nice to other people and to be I'm a lot nicer to myself when I can separate myself from myself. Now let me explain. So if I'm having a day where I'm feeling particularly like just nasty to myself and nothing I do is right, or I'm screwing everything up, or my hair is stupid, or blah, 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 you name it, I remember that this is me, even though it might not be me right now. This is a part of me, and the small child, Nicole, still lives in here somewhere, so it's a lot easier for me to let go of those negative thoughts and be kind to myself when I hear those negative things being projected toward this, right? Towards her. I'll do anything to protect her, someone else. Like, you know what I mean? You know how you're always like, they say, if you wouldn't say the things you think to your friend, why would you say them to yourself? So for me, it's kind of like making it about someone else, but also remembering that that person is me. Is what I'm saying making sense? Is that registering? Is that something that I've really yeah, so I try and catch myself when I hear myself saying things that are not cute and say, I would never say those things to her. If that little girl turned around and faced me, would I say those exact same things to her? Or would I let anybody else say those things to her? Absolutely not. So knock it off. I often will throw on this blue bracelet because it's a pretty close match to the blue outfit that I'm wearing in this picture. So, yeah, try that. Try that. Because if you're anything like me, you're a heck of a lot nicer to everybody else than you are to yourself sometimes. So, okay. Now, the next two things, I'm gonna ask you to close your eyes. Just close. Items 8 and 9 on the list require you to close your eyes. Thank you. Trust me. Do you trust me? Trust me. So, something that I do when I am feeling overwhelmed and I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing the right thing is I will find a quiet space, think about having a conversation with people who I love and respect and who love and respect me. Think about that person or those people. Is it your spouse, your significant other, a teacher, a parent, a friend? Heck, is it your dog or your cat? Because I would love to be the person all of the time that my dog thinks that I am. It literally doesn't matter. Even if it's you sitting at the table with a celebrity, that you respect an author? What if it's someone, I don't know, like yourself, a former version of yourself who you hope to be in the future? Just imagine yourself somewhere in a safe space with them. What do you think that they would say? So keep your eyes closed for me. Keep your eyes closed. Eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed for me. Yeah, keep those eyes closed. Thank you. Thank you. Keep your eyes closed. You're safe. Don't worry. You're safe. The next thing that I do is I find that when I'm feeling particularly stressed for a long period of time, we're talking days, weeks, months maybe, is I look at myself in the mirror. Now, yeah, I have like a mirror in my bathroom, so when I wash my hands, it's right there. But I find that I often don't see myself. I have to take time to stand there and look at my face. Look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. Look at your eyebrows. Or eyebrow, if you're like me every couple of weeks, your eyebrow. Look at your cheeks. Look at your nose. Your nose. That smile. Look at your smile. Look at that chin. Yeah. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Don't be in a rush. I feel like that grounds me. And more often than not, I'll be like, dang, I like literally don't even remember the last time I really looked at myself. And that's okay. Because we're busy, right? We're super busy. We're running around all of the time doing everything all at once. We're looking at our phones, we're taking selfies, but we're not actually looking at ourselves all of the time. So I think that's what actual mental health professionals call mirror work. Looking at yourself, repeating positive affirmations to yourself while looking at yourself in the mirror. And I'll admit, this is awkward as heck for me sometimes. Like, sometimes I just cringe, right? And I'm sure that that's human. If it's not, don't say anything. But I think it's important to take time, because otherwise you could just forget who you are. Although I find you unforgettable in every way. All right. You can open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes, open them, open them, open them, open them, open them. So, for me, this 10th thing is really important because I like to second guess myself often. And my mind likes to play little tricks on me sometimes. And one of the ways in which it likes to play tricks on me is by telling me that I did or did not do things that I did or did not do. I feel like my anxiety sometimes messes with my memory. And one of the things that, the thing that I'm about to tell you that I do, it's actually two different things. But the first thing is I have this notebook. And in it, I write down like what I eat, how much water I drink, how many minutes of movement I do, how many yoga and meditation, like if I did it that day. And also like if I'm having like some weird physical ailment, I'll put that in there too for good measure, just so I can like keep track. Because I find the things that really set me off, now this is me personally, are food related things. But I find that a lot of times my anxiety will crop up in the way that says to me, oh, you've been eating really poorly. You've been making some very poor food decisions lately. You haven't been fueling your body properly, and you're probably going to be regretting that for the rest of your life, aren't you? So, in watching myself over time, I've noticed that that's one really big lie that my anxiety likes to tell me. She loves to talk about what I eat. So when I feel that way, I open my handy dandy notebook and I go in and I say, all right, well, if I feel like I've been eating the doo-doo for the past week, let me look at what I actually ate for the last week then. And in that minute, I can feel, it's almost like this, like Regina George in my head go. And 9 times out of 10, it's all in here. So, the other thing that I do in the write it down category, which is number 10, is I have this box. This is just a plain box that I got from, you guessed it, the Dollar Tree. And I don't know if any of you are Harry Potter fans, but I call this my Boggart box. Boggart. My Boggart box. This is a great tool that helps me to laugh at the ridiculous things that my brain comes up with sometimes. So if you're not familiar with Harry Potter, Harry was a little boy whose parents died because of Voldemort. But in it, one of the things that the wizards and witches at Hogwarts had to learn how to do was disarm and get rid of something called boggarts. So they were like these mythical, I don't want to say like ghosts, but they were just like just think like wispy, no definite body form or anything. But they would, when they appeared to you, take the shape of what you feared most. And Harry and them would recite, was it a spell, a jinx, a curse, counter curse, whatever. They would recite their magic and transform it into something funny. And that's how they would get rid of and dismantle and disarm the boggarts. So sometimes what I will do when I find that I'm having a lot of like just garbage rolling around in my head is I'll write it down on a piece of paper and I'll rip up like little sentences and I'll put them in this box. Now I'm not going to show you all of the things that I've written in here, but I write them down. And then every now and then, when I'm feeling brave enough, I go in and I read them. And I rip them up. Sometimes they're still a little scary. Sometimes they sting a little bit because it feels true. But sometimes I can look at them and just laugh. I throw them away. So my friends, I know this has been a lot of talking, a lot going on, but I do really hope that at least one of these things have proven helpful to you. I always find relief in being able to try new things, being like, okay, well, next time I feel really stressed or anxious, I can try this tactic. So, again, I know this was talk heavy, but I want to mix in the fun things with the helpful things, kind of give you a one-stop shop.